what's up, Scott Walker with Imagination Creation Films, and today we're talking about the NiSi ATHENA small and fast full-frame primes. They're small. So before we get started, a little housekeeping. NiSi did send these over to me for review, but no money has changed hands, and NiSi has no say whatsoever in the review. So you can rest assured that you'll get the same old, fair, lovable, honest review as always. So, bam! Subscribe. So these are the NiSi ATHENA primes. Well, if I still had them, they would be sitting right here, and, well, I had to send them back. I didn't want to. So I reviewed the 5 original lens focal lengths that NiSi developed, from the 14mm T2.4, 25mm T1.9, 35mm T1.9, 50mm T1.9, and the 85mm T1.9. Now these are all very compact, fairly fast, full-frame lenses that, well, match up really well to each other, except for one, and we'll talk about that one in a minute. Now these are available in PL and G mount with screw-on rear filters, and E, RF, and L mount with drop-in filters. They have a 300-degree focus rotation. That's 300, not 300. An 80mm front diameter with 77mm filter threads, except for one, and 10 aperture blades. So really nice, pretty circular bokeh. 46mm image circle, fluorescent marking for both feet and meters, but oddly, you have feet on one side and meters on the other. I kind of wish I could just have it on both. 0.8 mod standard lens gears and matching gear locations in all the lenses. Now the lenses are so compact that they extend the design backwards instead of forwards. This creates some extension on the back element on the PL lenses, and they even focus by pushing the rear element towards the sensor, like some people, as soon as their mouth touches coffee. Wait, no, not that. So using a drop-in filter PL adapter, it's not going to work. It's not going to be an option. As mentioned, though, NiSi does sell small screw-on rear ND filters to combat this, but that's probably my least favorite thing, as you'd have to pull the lens to change the ND, and I mean, we change ND a lot. I'll just stick with front standard NDs for now. That's a lot. I only had a short time with these. They were sent to me for about 3 weeks, but sadly, as my schedule always manages to do, I had a 5-day job right when they arrived, so I didn't even get to look at them until I got back. But then I went as fast as I could testing these lenses when it wasn't raining. Let's look at some footage and tests, and then I'll give you my thoughts on these lenses. Now, there's a chart test on that beautiful Duclos Lenses custom focus chart, which you can order from Duclos. A practical test, and then there's a puppet video, because it's me, that I shot on the full frame 8K on the Nikon Z8 to get some flaring and bokeh balls and lots of other fun.
It's 2 a.m. and I can't fall asleep, 'cause I'm not tired. I'm thinking about the days we used to shine when we were young. I told you that we should start a band and reach for the sky. It's 2 a.m. and I can't fall asleep, I'm just not tired. I can hear the raindrops falling. It's cold outside, and I kinda feel like calling, but it's too late now. I just miss you. I just miss you. We were such a constellation, right? No, you'd agree. Made a reputation for ourselves at age 18. We had the devil on our shoulders telling us what we should do. I wonder if you think about me too. I can hear the raindrops falling.
Dr. Juice, no tricks. Film crews dream, run smooth, no flicks. Lighten up the scene, check the rope intakes. We on set, no delay, plug and play. Cinema gold, we roll day by day. Female style with a sleek display. Keep the gear charged up, no dues to pay. It's the best in the biz, no competition. Long lasting power, that's our mission. We're jamming on set with the nano X supreme. Keeps our rig tight like a well-oiled machine. It's the king of power, letting nothing intervene. From dawn till dusk, making every scene clean. Rugged and tough, this beast won't bust. Pop it on your cam, no need for a bust. It's our secret weapon, no room for discuss. With the nano X, there's no stopping us. Battery life so strong, it leads the brigade. Unmatched energy is how it's portrayed.
So yeah, that puppet video was shot on the full frame Nikon Z8 in RAW 8K. And it was quick and thrown together as fast as I could with a limited time. The key here was to show fur that you could use to show some sharp focus and shallow depth of field, sometimes missed focus, and also a very harsh backlight to give some CA and fringing if visible, and some flaring. Then, for extra fun, I put some Christmas lights in the background and used a very close focus to show those bokeh balls. Now, the 14mm is really sharp and surprising. It only goes to T2.4 compared to T1.9 like the others, but what I dislike most about it is the inability to use ND on it. You can mount it with, on the front, but without a donut, you're going to have little inlets of sun, which is not desirable. Those little slits on the lens hood, which are built on, yeah, even in Super 35, in a full frame, honestly, forget it. You're just not going to be using ND except for, say, the screw on in the back. I assume this is why NiSi uses screw-on back filters. I think the 18mm lens that is now releasing will really become the ultra-wide lens to use, since it does allow full filters and front matte boxes. Front filters and full matte boxes. Strike that, reverse it. At Super 35, it does show only a little distortion, and at full frame, it shows some barrel distortion. Now, obviously, you have to ignore the giant shadows on the full frame chart. Getting even light on that focus chart when the Nikon was literally 14 inches away was a challenge. So, I did what I could, and you could just use a little imagination for the vignetting on that one. Sorry. Assume it matches the others. The 25mm is very sharp, with some purple CA under extremely harsh direct sunlight shots. On the charts, it's super sharp, even at sharp. No, sharp, don't ever sharp. Even at the edges where you can barely see some CA kind of poking through in the upper right-hand corner. Again, like the 14mm, it shows barely a little distortion on the Super 35 and just a little more on full frame. Now, the vignetting does show up on the full frame, and it does get a little dark on the edges. Focus breathing is fairly mild, and you'll have to ignore the bumping on the full frame breathing test. I should have used the lens cuff. I didn't tie the lens to the rods, and, it shows quality by my part. The 35mm is really pretty, and it's fairly sharp. It has a nice bokeh and close focus. And there's a slight purple CA that forms wide under harsh lighting, but it's not that bad at all. On the charts, the CA does show some purple and red on the full frame corners, but not that much. It's still really pretty wide open. And the vignette is also pretty visible on the full frame, but it is even. All these lenses, they vignette in full frame, but it's a very nice kind of fall off. It's not just kind of, here's a corner. No, it covers the full frame. It just kind of slopes off just slightly. Now, breathing is very well controlled on this lens, and there is a slight barrel distortion on it. The 50mm and the 85mm both have very low CA and are really sharp and a really pretty bokeh. Now, the advantage comes with the 50mm with the closer focusing distance, allowing these bokeh balls to really show themselves. Now, the bokeh balls are really uniform in shape on the Super 35, and they start to form some footballs on the full frame while still being mostly circular-ish. In the harshest conditions, the 50 just ever so slightly hints at some purple fringing, but it's tiny. The 50mm is probably my favorite of the group that I tested. The 50 does have the same level as vignetting as the others, and the breathing is very controlled, but again, two magical words, lens cuff, The 85 vignettes far less than the others at full frame and has almost no distortion at all. Breathing is very controlled as well, and there's no visible distortion, even on full frame. The flaring on these lenses are nice and controlled with a slight wash and some smaller rainbows. I did only have limited time with these lenses, so I didn't get to run them through my normal wide variety of tests. I tried to get as much as I could at the time that I had, and I had to throw a puppet in there. But these are honestly some of the sharpest lenses I've ever tested. They are extremely close to Sigma primes as far as sharpness, and well, they also have a little feel to them. They're not quite sterile like the Sigmas, And aside from the flaring and some character, these lenses rival the Tokina Vista Primes at an extremely low price. Now, if money isn't an object, then the Vistas are the choice. But if you have a tighter budget, like me, sadly, these Athenas are really difficult to beat. I would purchase these over the Sigmas at this point. These even come with really solid lens caps as well. It's kind of hard not to like them, except maybe the 14 a little bit. I'd say if you're looking at these and want only a 5-lens set, the 18, 25, 35, 50, and 85 would be a heck of a set. And I'll be testing the 18, 40, and 135 shortly. I would say the 14 millimeter is just that one lens that you buy when you absolutely have to go wider than 18 millimeters, which is honestly so rare. Yeah, these are simply incredible, and they surprised me much more than I thought they would. I had an initial thought on them, seeing them the one time at Film Tools, and what I thought I was going to like the 85 the most. I ended up liking the 50 the most. 85 is great, but the 50 just had a lot of ability over the 85 because of that close focus. So the bokeh balls are bigger. And when you consider that you can pick up a set of 8 of these for less than $9,000 US, that's wild. Now, I hear a macro is coming, probably in the 90 to 100 millimeter range, and possibly a 65. Now, that is a set to behold. 14, 18, 25, 35, 40, 50, 65, 85, 90 to 100-ish, and a 135, that's a prime set. Let me tell you. So what are the pros and cons? Pros. Well, these are very sharp lenses. Kind of hilariously sharp. They shock you even wide open. They are full frame, but yet they're extremely compact. And you can't argue that the price is really affordable. It's incredible pricing, honestly. What are the cons? You can't use drop-in filters on the PLs or the G-mount, I believe it is. The 14 millimeter can't use front indies, well, very well at all. Just you have to use the little screw-on backs. And the other con is these lenses are so small that getting 2 motors for iris and focus on the gear sets on the same side can be challenging, but doable. I managed to get them in there and get them to fit right. You can put them on either side, you won't have any issues, but I mean, these are really compact lenses. So what do you think about these lenses? Let me know in the comment section down below. I'd really love to know what you think. Did they look impressive? Did that giant shadow from the 14 millimeter full frame really bother you, that it looked like this giant camera coming in from both sides? It bothered me. Remember to like and subscribe and support the channel by purchasing through any of the affiliate links below. And, if you wanted to stand out, become a channel member as well. It allows you to be part of the Cool Kids Club, like these top tier members. And as always, as I like to leave it, don't let your passions center around your life. Let your life center around your passions.